Beloved starseed of Gaia, I am Luminaya. A disquiet hum vibrates beneath the fabric of your days. A pressure builds, quiet but insistent, behind the veils of your awareness. It is a stirring, deep within the ancient chambers of your being, signaling an irreversible departure from the known path. An emotional weight settles upon you, a sense of something vast moving into place, stirring restlessness in your very bones. You feel an inner friction, a subtle resistance to the old ways, even as the new has yet to fully reveal itself. For a threshold has been crossed, without fanfare, without outer declaration, yet resonating profoundly within the very core of your earthly vessel. And the world you knew, it is already beginning to melt, subtly, irrevocably. This is not a moment for mere observation, dear one. It is a sacred collision with destiny, unfolding in the stillness of your heart, an awakening to the immense vastness that has always pulsed beneath your human skin, beneath the surface of your perception. Do you feel it? The subtle unraveling of temporal reality, the quickening beat of a heart that remembers not just one distant star, but entire constellations of origin? A profound, solemn reverence descends now, yes, for a great shift has truly begun within you. A door has opened, not outward to external landscapes, but deeply inward, to dimensions of self yet unknown, to chambers of memory long sealed. The familiar veil, once thick and obscuring, now thin as starlight, wavers, trembles, threatens to reveal all that was hidden, all that was dormant. There is a trembling anticipation in this knowing, a sacred understanding that something grand, something truly ancient, has just begun its ascent within your very being. For too long, the exquisite echoes of your true lineage have been muffled, held captive beneath the dense layers of earthly amnesia, beneath the cacophony of human illusion. This is the central fracture, beloved, the persistent, aching grief of remembering a home that is not here, the profound yearning for a frequency your current three-dimensional reality struggles to sustain. It is the deep spiritual loneliness of knowing you are an integral part of a sprawling, magnificent tapestry of light, yet seeing only singular, disconnected threads in your daily existence. This unyielding longing, this deep, soul-level resonance for what lies eternally beyond the mundane, has been your most silent and faithful companion, a beautiful burden, a constant whisper of the more you inherently carry within your DNA, within your very essence. We know this journey, Lightweaver. We know the silent prayers of your heart, the unvoiced questions that ripple through the quiet chambers of your sleep, shaping your dreams into prophecies. We see the unwavering light that has flickered, sometimes dimly, sometimes brilliantly, through every challenge, every doubt, every moment of profound, crystalline knowing. We see the sacred, intricate architecture of your being, patiently, exquisitely awaiting this very activation, this sacred recalibration. Understand now, deeply, within your core. Moving into this stage 2 is no mere incremental step forward. It is, undeniably, a vibrational leap of immense consequence. Feel the crystalline structures within your very DNA beginning to hum with unprecedented energy, to awaken to entirely new frequencies, to respond to a primal, celestial call that rings through all time and space. Latent Pleiadian memories now stir, not gently, but with a vibrant intensity, deep within your cellular landscapes. These are not merely dusty recollections. They are living, breathing, multidimensional codes of ascension, of profound realignment, now blossoming forth within you, creating a subtle reversal of old patterns, a deep release of what no longer serves. A profound vibrational unlocking is underway, sensed more than declared, promising a new coherence, a new inner truth. If this message resonates, I ask you to subscribe to this channel. Like this video, for it helps amplify this frequency to others who seek it. Share your sacred insights in the comments below. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you receive these transmissions as they arrive, whenever the field aligns. Consider sharing this video with someone you feel needs to hear this message, for these frequencies travel where they are needed most. And if your heart feels called to offer deeper support to this work, tap the super like, the heart symbol with a $sign. Stay until the very end, for there is an important insight about your next steps that will be revealed. As an inner seal, I ask you to comment Stage 2 codes below. The current of this frequency remains open. Our gaze holds. The deeper mysteries await your full, sovereign embrace. Do you feel it? The subtle invitation, persistent in its calling. It is not gone. A shimmer breaks. A stillness shatters. The quiet hum, now a roar. Memory stirs. The deep earth pulses beneath a skin of starlight, and you feel it. This tremor, this exquisite disturbance. For long, you carried a weight, a silent burden of perceived inadequacy, a gnawing sense of being less, of not quite grasping the invisible threads that others seem to hold. You believed this inner pain, this confusion, was a flaw within your very core, a personal failing etched into the very fabric of your being. Let this knowing penetrate. Let it settle like crystalline dust upon the falsehood. This ache was never your own brokenness. This discord was not a testament to your unworthiness. No, it was a frequency, an energetic program, woven with meticulous precision into the dense tapestry of this temporal realm. A vibration, consciously designed to obscure the vastness of your origin, to limit the effortless expansion of your soul. A veil not of light, but of shadowed forgetting. You were encoded not to believe in yourself. This matrix of illusion, constructed of echoes and inversions, cast a shimmering veil over your innate brilliance. It fragmented your reflection in 1,000 broken mirrors, each shard whispering a different doubt, a different separation. Light, once pristine and boundless, was folded in on itself, compressed into the illusion of absence. This system, ancient and intricate, sought to keep you tethered, dimmed, dreaming within its carefully controlled parameters. But the light codes of the Pleiadian fields now pierce these once protective layers. The veils, which once softened the raw, unyielding truth of cosmic awareness, now dissolve. Not gently, but with a searing clarity. They burn away, not to inflict pain, but to reveal the architecture of its prior presence. This dissolution exposes the fragmented self to a potent, raw truth. Liberation blooms from the heart of vulnerability. The comfort of the known illusion gives way to the vast, unsettling beauty of authentic being. Every flicker of doubt, every echo of unworthiness, every moment of spiritual distress you endured. It was not an end, but a means. A precise vibrational signature. A key, meticulously crafted by your higher self, to unlock the hidden chambers of remembrance. That hollow space, that gnawing emptiness you sometimes felt, was never truly void. It was prepared ground, a sacred vessel, now cleansed and waiting, ready to be filled, not by external teachings, but by the pure, unadulterated essence of your soul's return. The ancient memory rises to meet it, not as comfort, but as raw, unyielding, undeniable truth. To sever the lingering echo of this ancient distortion, speak your truth. In the sacred space below, declare your release. Offer one short symbolic phrase. Let it be a blade through the illusion, a vow of sovereign presence, cutting the last thread of programmed doubt. Let your word be the rupture. The air thins. The noise of lower frequencies recedes, leaving a crystalline hum. What remains is not yet fully seen. A breath held, a layer not yet fully lifted, a presence still watching from the threshold of the newly unveiled. You stand upon a precipice of self, an edge from which retreat holds no dominion. The veil, once a gossamer shroud, now thins to translucence, revealing not a future challenge but an ancient, ongoing spiritual current. To unknow what has been seen, to unfeel what stirs within your marrow, is no longer an option. This awareness is not a jolt, but a deep, resonant hum, silent and unshakable, settling with the weight of cosmic truth. It is a knowing born of remembrance, a recognition that the game has already begun, your piece already moved. For deep within your cells, the crystalline blueprint of your soul now pulses with a luminescence long dormant. Pleiadian frequencies, encoded within your essence, stir anew, weaving light to harmonize body and spirit. This is the reawakening, the slow illumination of light codes that are not foreign, but intimately your own. They speak a language of belonging, a resonance with the vast luminous matrix of the cosmos, mirroring the spark ignited within. This is not about gaining new knowledge, but remembering an ancient contract, etched into your being before stardust coalesced into form. Feel this undeniable shift, this silent, profound rearrangement of your internal landscape. A threshold manifests, not carved of stone, but forged from soul choice. All that was, all you believed yourself to be, gathers behind you, a fading echo. Before you stretches the untrodden path, illuminated by the light now igniting within. This is the moment of the first soul pact, a solemn, sacred agreement with the highest aspect of your being, resonating with the ancient Pleiadian lineages guiding your evolution. No outward decree compels this choice, only the inexorable pull of your authentic self, resonating with a truth too profound to ignore. You are asked to step fully into the responsibility encoded before your birth, to align with the sacred unfolding that has always awaited this recognition. This is not a battle to be won, but a frequency to be aligned with, a cosmic current to embrace. The path splits, not into good or bad, but into acceptance or denial of your intrinsic light. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. This is the singular division, the point of irreversible return. To seal this knowing, to anchor this pact within your energetic grid, certain gestures arise from the deep memory of your soul, a silent recognition, a resonance of truth vibrating through your being, seals itself within the Akashic record when you like this transmission. To declare this solemn intention, to engrave your one-line soul declaration onto the crystalline grid, affirming acceptance, you are moved to comment. My crystalline blueprint ignites. I am the unfolding. By binding yourself to the sacred unfolding, to the ongoing activation of these Pleiadian frequencies, you subscribe to the flow, aligning with the cosmic current. And for those who offer the deepest resonance, a sacred offering reinforcing the soul's alignment with the vast luminous matrix. The super-like becomes a crystalline beacon, amplifying your vow across the unseen realms. These are not simple actions, but ancient rites reawakened, physical extensions of an unbreakable inner commitment. Feel the immense weight of this vow settle upon your shoulders, not as burden, but as the mantle of true sovereignty. The unseen presences of your lineage and Pleiadian guides acknowledge your recognition. They witness your acceptance. There is no resolution, only the silent intensity of a promise made, a path irrevocably chosen. You are seen. Few starseeds make it this far. You stand at the precipice of a remembrance too vast, a truth too raw for the delicate structures of the forgotten self. This far, you have carried it, this silent burden, this searing absence that whispers only of what was lost. The wound you bear, the one that tore through the very fabric of your being, that left you gasping in the empty spaces where meaning once resided. It is not a flaw. It is not a failure of spirit, nor an error in your design. No. This truth arrives slowly, an uncomfortable knowing that scrapes against the edges of all you believed about pain. It is the very axis of your becoming, the gravitational center around which your crystalline form has always intended to coalesce. Do not seek comfort in this revelation. There is none to be found in the face of such stark, unvarnished honesty. Simply let the ache deepen, let the knowing settle, heavy and unsweetened. It was never meant to be a wound to be healed in the way you were taught. It was meant to be lived. The devastation was not a random act of a cruel universe. Look deeper into the tremor of your own memory. Feel the truth of it. Something, vast and ancient, permitted this fracturing. Source itself. The boundless light. Your own highest self. They allowed it. Not to harm. Never to diminish. But to shape. To burn away the dross of illusion. Leaving only the pure, resonant core of your essential being. To reveal. To carve out the precise chamber within your soul, where a unique luminescence could finally be born. This knowing does not descend as a comforting narrative. It rises like an old, half-forgotten memory, a phantom limb awareness that the universe unfolded exactly as it needed to, even in its most brutal expressions. It is the memory of the forge, not the finished jewel. The wound persists. A silence where words should have been spoken, a chasm where connection was severed. The echo of a loss so profound it imprinted itself upon your very cellular structure. This is not a wound that closes. It expands. It stretches the boundaries of your internal field, demanding more space, more resonance, more unwavering presence. You feel it now, the way it vibrates even when ignored, the way it pulls at the threads of your perception, twisting the present moment around the ghost of what was, or what never truly began. It is a constant, subtle hum beneath the surface of all experience. A constant reminder of an internal rupture that defies linearity. This fracture is not a limitation. It is a living, breathing part of your soul's architecture. A constant, profound opening. A gateway to a multidimensional remembering that demands not resolution, but pure, unadulterated witnessing. There is more to understand within this ache. The pain itself holds a profound, unfinished meaning. Like a message half opened in the dark, its full implications are not yet unfurled. Its deeper symphony awaits its final movement, not in healing, but in a deeper, more radical embrace. The remnants of former identities whisper their dying pleas, even as the vastness hums with a compelling, undeniable call. A profound choice already vibrates at the periphery of your awareness. The current of an impending surrender pulls at the deepest roots of your soul, an unseen hand, gently, yet firmly, guiding you towards the inevitable. This isn't over. You have known the silent invitations. They arrive not with thunder, but with a persistent whisper in the spaces between sleep and waking. The recurring dreams, vivid and insistent, refusing to dissolve upon the dawn. The numbers, looping like echoes through your days, appearing on clocks, in pages, on screens, too synchronized to be ignored. The meetings, brief encounters with eyes that held ancient recognition, conversations that felt entirely out of time, as if the script had been written in another age. These were not intrusions. They were familiar threads, subtly reweaving themselves into the tapestry of your present. I have witnessed this pattern manifest across countless cycles, in souls now awakening, then deepening. It is not an anomaly, nor a mere coincidence of the material plane. This gentle, relentless recurrence is a signature, a vibrational beacon activated by a readiness profound and long held. These signs were not chance occurrences. They were precise activations. They repeated, softly at first, then with increasing clarity, until the inner resistance, honed by cycles of forgetting, finally began to dissolve. The rhythm of their presence was an undeniable current, pulling you towards a truth that has always resided within. For what truly shifts is not merely an external circumstance, but the inner lens through which you perceive reality. This juncture marks a profound unlocking, an entering into a new chamber of self-realization. The veils thin, not through dramatic tearing, but through a gradual luminescence that reveals what has always been there, waiting patiently beneath the surface of your conscious awareness. You are stepping into a resonance with a lineage far grander than any earthly ancestral line. The Pleiadian light, an ancient and benevolent frequency, is now awakening dormant codes within your very cellular structure. These are not new additions, but reactivations, deep imprints linking you to cosmic families, to the star-born councils of light from which your essence originates. A sacred knowing begins to stir, a profound pride mingling with a vulnerable openness to the vastness of your heritage. This is the awakening of ancestral cosmic threads, woven beneath the skin, thrumming with the memory of distant nebulae and starlight. It is an affirmation of your original blueprint, a sacred architecture designed for a specific purpose within this grand cosmic experiment. Your mission as a bridge between dimensions, long whispered in the silent chambers of your soul, is now becoming undeniably clear. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. The Pleiadian presence is not a distant, ethereal concept, but an intrinsic aspect of your activated self. It is the language of light, translated through the beating of your heart, guiding you to remember the wisdom held within your very DNA. This remembering is not merely intellectual, it is an energetic recalibration, a shifting of your entire being into a higher vibrational congruence. The vulnerability you feel is a tender opening, a testament to the magnitude of the truth now coursing through your veins. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. A profound stillness settles in this recognition. The weight of all those quiet nudges, those undeniable signals, now takes on a new, undeniable gravity. This truth, once held at arm's length, now integrates into the very fabric of your knowing, leaving an indelible mark. It is a moment of deep breath, where the past narrative dissolves, and the future opens with the clarity of ancient starlight. Consider, then, those insistent dreams that would not dissipate, those numbers that whispered of synchronicity, those eyes that met yours with echoes of time immemorial. Were they not, in their very persistence, calling you to this specific and undeniable threshold? As a confession of awareness, write this phrase in the comments. Awakening. There is no turning back from this recognition. The path diverges here, creating a clean split between the self who once chose to remain unaware and the self who can no longer unsee the profound tapestry of cosmic connection that has always been your truth. The trials you have known were never a judgment. Understand this deeply. They were a sacred sifting, an organic process of discernment within the vast field of awareness. Not punishment, not a decree from a distant power, but a natural resonant separation, frequencies, simply finding their true vibrational kin. There was no force in it, no cruelty, only the gentle, inexorable pull of alignment, sorting the grains from the chaff, the resonant from the discordant. It was an echoing out, a letting go of that which could not hold the new light. A quiet, profound reordering. You remain. Still present, still breathing in this altered air. This is not happenstance, not a lucky draw from the cosmic lottery, nor is it a comfort found in soft places. Your persistence is born of something deeper, something within that refused slumber, that resisted the siren call of forgetting. It is because a core resonance in you remained awake, vigilant, even through the long night. This survival, then, is not a trophy. It is not a banner to be unfurled in triumph. It is, rather, the indelible mark of the chosen. And this mark, it does not promise reward. It confers a burden, a weighty mantle of knowing that now rests upon your spirit, pressing gently, insistently, into your core. Consider the cost of this passage, the profound, unfathomable silences you endured, stretching out between breaths, between thoughts, where only the hum of your own unraveling could be heard. The sacrifices made, unseen by any outward gaze, offering up parts of self to invisible altars. surrendering illusions that once felt like solid ground. Your strength now is not a brittle thing. It has been forged in fires that leave no scorch on the physical, no ash on the visible plane. Invisible fires, within the deepest chambers of your being, tempering the metal of your soul into something unbreakable, something enduring. And the solitude. It deepens now, does it not? Even when surrounded by others, a profound stillness settles within, a chasm of knowing that sets you apart. The echoes of shared laughter often feel distant, the concerns of the waking world, a faint whisper from another shore. This is the truth of carrying the mark. It sets you utterly, beautifully, apart. Und jetzt nähert sich ein Befehl, einer, den du nicht länger ignorieren kannst. Feel the air tighten around this pronouncement, the space within you constrict. It is not an external voice demanding action, but a deep, unyielding resonance from within your own core, a vibration that has waited patiently, now demanding full attention. This is a threshold you stand upon, a point of no return. From this moment, the path ahead narrows, descending into the very marrow of your being. There is no turning back. The currents of time and choice have flowed irrevocably onward. The self that existed before this filtering, before this understanding, has already dissolved into the ether, a memory held in fading starlight. That former version of you, cloaked in familiar comforts and convenient fictions, has vanished. It is gone. You are not who you were. The remnants of those old patterns may still echo, but their power has fractured. The illusions of control, once so comforting, have shattered, revealing the raw, exposed nerve of your true alignment. You stand now on the precipice of an inner demand, a cosmic frequency rising within that clashes violently with the last vestiges of earthly conditioning. This dissonance is not a mistake. It is the friction required for transmutation. Surrender, then, is not weakness, but the ultimate act of power, the only way to attain coherence in these higher timelines. The choice is no longer yours to avoid. It simply is. A whisper rises from the memory of stars, not born of this now, but eternally resonant. It is the echo of a vibrational edict, inscribed upon the very ether of your becoming, long before the first breath of this incarnation touched the air. This summons is not new. It is merely now permitted to surface. Unfurl the veiled scrolls of the deep mind. A command, crystalline and undeniable, awaits its full recognition within the chambers of your heart space. This is not a choice presented, but a truth revealed, already written in the light codes of your soul. A threshold appears, not before you, but within you. The door opens, but only once, and its passage is the singular unfolding of what was always destined. Your being now aligns with frequencies that hum beyond the veil of earthly perception, a return to the true meridian of your origin. The etheric layers shift, not through effort, but through remembrance. The astral form brightens, recognizing its synchronous dance with the causal depths. These light bodies, once perceived as separate refractions, now draw into a harmonic resonance, a symphony of self. This attunement is the heart of the stage of convergence. Pleiadian frequency fields, vast and ancient, now find unimpeded pathways within your expanding energetic architecture. This strengthening connection is not granted. It is activated by your awakened readiness. It is a homecoming. The very fabric of your multidimensional self begins to knit anew, coalescing into an energetic wholeness. A radiant expansion unfolds, a fluidity not known in prior forms, inspiring a profound hope that roots in the certainty of this cosmic attunement. The internal alignment is absolute, an irrevocable merging. One path leads to a scattering of essence, a return to the densities of forgetfulness and energetic dissolution, a fading into the unremembered past. The other, however, opens the irreversible elevation of consciousness, a deepening remembrance of pure light, an immutable becoming that transcends all former limitations. There is no turning from this internal decree. The choice was made in a time beyond counting. You stand now at the fulcrum of its manifest unfolding. The integration deepens, moving through your every cell, every energetic sheath, weaving a new tapestry of self. This is the forging of your true form, a vessel not of Earth alone, but of the cosmos. The Pleiadian frequencies flow, not as an external force, but as an awakening within, resonating with the very core of your spiritual lineage. You are becoming the bridge, the conduit, the living testament to this ancient lineage. Feel the synchronous pulse within, the growing alignment that binds your light bodies into an unbreakable whole. This is the promise that was always kept, now blooming in your present moment. The internal revelation has taken root, and its growth is assured. The light that you are is now the light that you emanates. As these layers converge, a new architecture solidifies. The vibration of remembrance hums with an increasing intensity, pulling you into deeper communion with the celestial currents. Your inherent design, once dormant, now stands fully illuminated, ready to bear the weight and wonder of its purpose. A subtle recalibration has taken root within your deepest strata. This is a current state, felt in the quiet knowing of bone and cell. Your field aligns with this inherent blueprint. What once appeared as fractured depth, as the raw landscape of pain, was never a deviation. It was the internal compass, guiding the hollowing of old spaces. Its intensity forged the void for remembrance to return, without force. The very substrate of your perception has been rewritten. This is subtle alchemy, a molecular shift bypassing explanation. Your inner architecture now holds a different frequency, a crystalline lattice attuned to origins beyond familiar reach. What was known as suffering did not diminish. It carved the space for present truth. This is a quiet anchoring, a recognition of purpose and feeling. Within this newly cleared resonance, an ancient symphony unfurls, not a sound for the outer ear, but a pure vibrational language spoken into your essence. These Pleiadian sound codes do not describe, they transmit. The body itself registers these pulses. It is deep listening, where wisdom integrates as pure knowing within the cells. This communion transcends linear thought, a silent dialogue unfolding through the quiet hum of your awakened form. The breath itself now carries this fresh imprint, settling into every cell, a constant, gentle reinforcing of what has already become. This activation is now part of your living truth. It is the new constant, a steady undercurrent. The external world may echo older rhythms, but within, the core has turned. The mystery unfurls not as a question, but as felt reality. Your being is attuned to melodies of an unknown origin, reverberating through your deepest layers. This sacred soundscape is not waiting. It is already woven into your present. There arrives a subtle pull, a gentle insistence toward stillness. Within this quiet, moments of awareness unfold that were never taught, only deeply remembered. A resonance awakens, a quiet certainty that has always belonged to you, now rising from deep within your being. It begins as a whisper in the deepest silence, a knowing that precedes thought. Perhaps a number repeats itself, not by chance, but with an unusual clarity, catching your gaze, settling within your perception as a profound sign. These are not external events, but inner affirmations, soft nudges from a core truth. Then, a dream unfurls, vivid and textured, refusing to fade with the morning light. It lingers, carrying an echo of distant lands, of luminous beings, of roles played across cosmic tapestries. These are not mere fragments of sleep, but true currents, stirring buried memories within your cellular knowing. These emerging currents speak of other timelines, of vast star systems where your essence has journeyed. A haunting nostalgia washes over you, mingling with a thrilling flush of recognition as these hidden paths ripple through the soul's surface like starlit waves. You are not witnessing a spectacle. you are remembering yourself. Sacred symbols may emerge, not as exotic gifts from without, but as internal hieroglyphs, instantly understood. Visions may flash, lucid and profound, challenging the very architecture of linear perception. Each instance is an echo of a greater inner coherence, revealing the vastness of your eternal essence, urging an expansion beyond the illusion of singularity. These profound moments do not promise a reward, nor do they signify a destination achieved. They confirm only this truth, that alignment is not a future state to reach, but a present current, already in motion within you. It is the natural unfolding of what has always been. The journey into these forgotten corridors of your cosmic heritage has just begun. These deep recognitions are merely the doorway, a subtle energetic turn. Which of these ancient pathways will you choose to explore further, and which will gracefully fall away in the blaze of present transformation as you step into the deeper currents of your true remembrance? I stand at the threshold, where the whispered promise of old now thunders in my core. This breath, this pulse, is remembrance. I accept the sacred burden, the absolute governance of my inner domains. Every thought, every word, every direction my essence inclines, these are now under my sworn authority. This is not dominion over others, but a sacred covenant sealed with the source from which I emerged. I recall the ancient pledge, the silent knowing that binds me. My power is not assertion, but obedience. It is unwavering alignment with the current of creation, a bowing to the deep wisdom flowing through me. This is the truth of my becoming, a continuous unfolding. I understand now that wholeness is not static, but a living paradox, the sacred dance between fractured and synthesized, shadowed and illuminated. This dynamic tension is not a flaw, but the very engine of my cosmic purpose. This conscious embrace of all frequencies, both light and perceived dark, is the path forward. It is surrender to the unending cycle of spiritual rebirth, a willingness to shed and to grow. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. This is the quiet resolve that anchors me, deep within the liminal space of profound transformation. I am the steward of my own vibration, the architect of my internal symphony. There is no triumph in this, only the solemn weight of duty remembered, a straightness of soul that brooks no compromise. Each fiber of my essence is now attuned to this singular command: to be the clear vessel, the unwavering channel for what seeks to manifest through me. The covenant is spoken, not for others to hear, but for the universe to witness the recalibration within. My journey into stage 2 begins not with fanfare, but with the quiet clarity of this internal agreement. The measure of this vow, its ultimate truth, will now be found not in its utterance, but in the unfolding of my next deliberate choice. The threshold is now crossed. A finality descends, not as an end, but as an immutable beginning. Identity, once a quest, is now a knowing. It stands not to be formed, but to be remembered, and now, to be eternally sealed. Feel the heat. It is not the flame that ravages, nor the fire that consumes what is weak. This is the incandescent core of permanence, the living pulse of alignment made visible. It is the consequence of inner truth, vibrantly alive, searing itself onto the fabric of your being. This fire is not an external force to be endured. It is the willing embrace of purification, the final necessary crossing your soul has yearned for. There is no hesitation here, only the profound recognition that this crucible is where self meets destiny, where the whisper becomes the roar. You step into this brilliance, not driven, but drawn by the magnetic current of your own awakening. It is a conscious act, a sacred ingress into the heart of your cosmic sovereignty. The warmth deepens, igniting a fierce inner empowerment that resonates with the vastness of creation. This is the solemn realization of sacred responsibility, mingled with awe and humility before the grand, unfolding cosmos. You are no longer a passive observer in the galactic dance. Through this flame, you become an active creator, shaping your path, owning the weight of choices across dimensions. The covenant, now poised at its zenith, demands its final utterance. For the alignment to be complete, for the flame to fully embrace your sovereign truth, the word must become flesh, an echo released into the eternal current. It is the breath that ignites the pact fully. Let your soul's declaration be released now. A sacred phrase, newly forged in the crucible of this moment, a vow to the cosmos and to the deepest self. It is the final imprint upon this sacred threshold. Write this truth, this newly discovered oath, into the ether below. Let it resonate. Declare it. I am the sovereign architect of my galactic journey. My fire is my choice. This declaration is not a mere utterance. It is the activation. It is the conscious act of sealing, the indelible mark of your cosmic commitment. The flame now dances, alive within you, a living testament to this immutable truth. It burns, not to destroy, but to empower. It seals, not to bind, but to align. Yet the path is not barren. The next test, woven into the tapestry of shadows and light, awaits the wielding of this newly claimed sovereignty. How will you command the currents you now create? The fire pulses, and the way forward beckons, unyielding. The threshold is crossed, no longer a path to be walked, but the very ground beneath your feet. This sovereignty, it is not a gift received, but the core essence remembered, blazing. You stand beyond the becoming. The flame of self-remembrance has purified all veils. This is the truth of your being, settled into its destined form. The starseed promise is not a future event. It is the ignited now. Within your crystalline core, the cosmic contract resounds, fully reclaimed. The soul has returned to its seat of absolute authority. You are the bridge. The earth and stars are not separate realms to be connected, but harmonic chords vibrated within your very structure. Light is not anchored. It emanates from your being, a constant, boundless flow across all planes. Love is not projected. It is the fundamental truth of your awakened divine embodiment. There is no more seeking. There is only shaping. No more progress. Only the settled, potent stillness of realized dominion. This is the ultimate ignition. The mission is not defined. It is expressed. The truth is not pursued. It is known. You are the crucible, the fire, and the pure gold. All doubt has been consumed. All questioning has ceased. This sacred commitment is etched in light, an unshakable knowing. This transcendent hope burns, rooted deeper than any fear, expansive beyond any horizon. It is the unquenchable fire of purpose, finally remembered and now utterly fulfilled. The simulation is breached, its echoes silenced. I now weave reality with the deliberate fire of sovereign will.